Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this full moon flow here on Tap Into Your Magic with me, Heather. Let's get ourselves grounded and connected before we go into the flow. So please close your eyes and come into your body, into your spirit. Taking deep breaths in and out through your nose. Maybe even setting an intention for your full moon flow today. With every inhale, breathe into your heart, and every exhale, release, let go. You can open up your eyes and bring both arms up to the sky to touch, and bring your palms into heart center, setting that intention and releasing with a side stretch. Bringing one hand over, feeling a nice stretch in the side body. Second side, the other arm reaches up overhead. And back to center, and just keep flowing through this at your own pace. And roll your shoulders a few times up and around, releasing any tension. And reverse the circle, lifting your shoulders up and around the other way. Drop your head down, just take some nice gentle neck circles, releasing any kinks and pains that may have accumulated in your neck. If you feel comfortable, you can roll your head all the way around. And maybe even hold a spot of tension and breathe into it. Full moons are a time to release and let go, as well as a time for gratitude and celebration. So you can pick which one resonates for you during this full moon and bring that into your practice. And bring your hands in front of you and push your arms back and bring your arms back together, really getting into a deep shoulder stretch, pushing those shoulder blades back and bringing your arms together. Open up, bring them together. And we'll do a side twist, looking over your shoulder, bringing your arm behind you, looking over the shoulder. And switching sides, really pressing against the knee, looking over your shoulder. Keeping your spine nice and straight once again. See if you can go a little bit deeper. And again, switching to the other side, looking over your opposite shoulder this time. And back to center. Place your hands down in front of you, dropping your head down and just sway side to side, feeling a stretch in your shoulders and in your hips and glutes. And then come onto hands and knees, tabletop position. And we will do a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, look up. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, flowing through these two motions at your own pace. Releasing any tension in your shoulders and your lower back. And then you can start to create some circular motions here in the spine, moving in whatever way feels good for you. This is your practice. And then shift back into a child's pose. Really grounding down into the mat. And then as you lift up, you can flow through this. So do some hip circles, so child's pose and up and around. So just moving in one direction. And then you can switch to the other side. Just create some circular motions, opening up your hips and your spine. And then drop it down for an upward facing dog, shoulders pressing back. Lifting your head up to the sky. And back into tabletop pose for thread the needle. Right arm lifts up and thread it underneath so your shoulder and your ear touch the mat. You can even stretch the left arm up overhead. Feeling a really nice shoulder release here. And then lifting back up, switching sides. This time your left arm reaches up, thread it underneath. And then you can straighten out your right arm. You might notice one side feels different from the other. That's just completely normal. And keep on breathing deeply into these stretches. And lifting back up into tabletop pose. And stretch your right leg back behind you, really pressing into the tips of your toes, feeling a nice stretch here in your feet. And then lift your right leg up to the sky and your left arm is straight, so opposites attract. And then bring your elbow into your knee and straighten out. So this is really good for strengthening the core and just waking that solar plexus up, our powerhouse. Moving through this at your own pace. I know in this practice I'm a little bit quicker. And you can bend the right leg. Bring your left arm back behind you. Tiger pose. Hold onto the foot and really lift up through the chest. And release your hand and guide that right leg forward to the top of the mat for a low lunge. Both arms are to the inside of your right leg. Great hip flexor stretch here. And then lift your right arm up and start to create some circular motions. So we're just creating circles like the moon, the shape of the moon. Your right arm is moving around. And then if you can catch a hold of the back foot for a deep, deep glute stretch. If this is too intense, you can carry on with those moon circles. And then back into tabletop pose, and we will switch sides now. So this time your left leg is straight behind you, same thing as we did before, really pushing into the tips of your toes, releasing any tension in your ankles, your heel. And lift the left leg up to the sky and your right arm straight, elbow to knee, connect them together and straighten, connect them together, straighten. A few more times at your own pace. And then release, bring that right arm around, catch a hold of the left foot and lift up for tiger pose. And then you can guide that left leg around for a low lunge. So both hands to the inside of that left foot. Really feeling that stretch in your hip flexor. And again, we'll create those moon circles, lifting your left arm up and around in a circular motion. And then you can also catch a hold of the back foot if accessible for a deeper stretch, or continue on with your moon circles. And then release, placing your hands back down and shifting back into a downward facing dog. Really pushing your shoulder blades away from your ears, bending one knee and then the other, just starting to create some space in your body. And then lift your right leg up to the sky, bend it and open up the hip. And bring it forward for a high lunge, lifting up into your high lunge. Arms to the sky, feeling the strength of your body. And bring both arms back, pushing into your shoulder blades like we did before, and bringing both arms together, moving through this motion. So inhale, open, exhale, close your arms together. Inhale, open. And exhale, bring your arms together. Again, lift your arms back up to the sky. Hands into prayer position, and we'll do a twist from here. So you can bring your left elbow to your right leg. Really engage your core. Feel the twist in your body. And you can place the left hand down, the right arm reaches up towards the sky for easy twist. And And bring that hand back down into plank pose. You can drop your knees here as well and start to lower your body down. And then cobra pose, push up into your hands, shoulder blades pressing back, lower back down, and shift back into a downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here again. You might notice more space has been created. And this time your left leg lifts up, open up the hip, and bring that left foot forward to the top of the mat for a high lunge. Arms reach up to the sky. And same thing again, we'll open up the shoulders, push your shoulder blades back, heart shining forward, and bring your arms together, dropping the head down. Open up, arms together, open your heart, arms together. Lift your arms back up to the sky. Bring your hands together and we'll do the twist on the other side. So this time your right elbow is hooking over the left knee. Really feeling a deep twist in your spine. Keep your core engaged. And then bring your right hand down to the mat. Left arm reaches up for easy twist. And bring your hand back down to the mat. Step back into plank pose. Drop down to your knees and lower all the way down to the mat. Cobra pose. Push into your hands, shoulder blades back, and release. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Well done. Remember to catch your breath. Take a deep breath in. Lift the right leg up. It steps through to the top of the mat, but this time we're in Warrior 2. So bending into your right knee, looking over your right arm. Both arms are straight. Sinking low into your right knee. And then we'll do Reverse Warrior. Lifting your arm up overhead. Feeling a nice oblique stretch. An extended side angle, right forearm to right knee, and your other arm reaches up overhead. And again, Reverse Warrior, so we'll move through this a few more times. Extended side angle, try and get deeper with every stretch. Reverse Warrior, but this time your right leg is straight. Extended side angle. And keep flowing through this. Moving through those two poses. Back into Warrior 2, but straighten your right leg. Triangle pose, so shift forward. Dropping your right hand down, you can catch a hold of your shin with your right hand. Lifting your left arm up. And even looking up to the sky if that's comfortable for your neck. And shift back into a Warrior 2. Hands down to the mat, plank pose. And this time if you want to, you can lower all the way down into your upward facing dog. Shoulders pressing back and push back into your downward facing dog. Well done. And let's explore this on the other side. This time your left leg lifts up. Bring it forward, Warrior 2. So this time your left knee is bent, looking over your left hand. And we'll take that flow. So inhale, Reverse Warrior. And then exhale, extended side angle, left forearm to left knee, right arm reaches up overhead. And start to really flow through this, making sure you're not dumping into your shoulder when you are going into your extended side angle. So inhale, Reverse Warrior, lifting up. Exhale, extended side angle. Go and get your own pace, however this full moon is feeling for you. Full moons are a time of potent energy. Back to Warrior 2. Straighten out the legs. Shift forward and drop down for triangle pose on the other side. So this time you can hold onto the shin with your left hand and your right arm is in the air. Nice and straight and strong. Really tapping into this full moon energy. Back to warrior two. Drop down, plank pose. Chaturanga, shift forward and drop your body down to the mat. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. And exhale. Right leg lifts up to the sky. Back into that warrior two. And again, reverse warrior. Just like we did before, extended side angle. And again, reverse warrior, extended side angle. And then back into your triangle pose. See if you've created more space now. This is a good time to reflect. And if you feel confident, you can come into a half moon pose. I'm a little bit wobbly here, but you can place your fingertips down, lift your left leg up to the sky, squeeze your glutes. And if you want, you can bend into the knee and catch a hold of the foot for a really deep pose here. Really great stretch for the hips. I think they call this candy cane pose. And then release. Drop that leg gently back down into warrior two, and place your hands back down into your plank pose, back through your chaturanga, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. You're doing amazing. Lift your left leg up to the sky, bring it forward for warrior two, and then reverse warrior, bringing your left arm up overhead, extended side angle. Moving through this quite quickly, releasing anything that no longer serves you. You can do this. Extended side angle again. Back into warrior two and into your triangle pose. Now you can stay here in this triangle pose, or you can explore a half moon pose. So bend into the knee, walk your fingertips forward, lift your right leg up to the sky. And if you're confident, you can catch a hold of the right foot. For a candy cane pose, you'll definitely feel a shake here. And then release nice and slowly. Begin to drop that foot back down to the mat into a warrior two. And then pivot back down into your plank pose, into your chaturanga, upward facing dog, and find downward facing dog. Well done. Take a deep breath in, bring your knees back down to the mat into a well-deserved child's pose. Reconnecting back to your breath, back to your full moon intention. And coming back up into tabletop pose and shifting forward into a modified upward facing dog with your knees on the mat. And then you can lift up onto your knees. Place your hands back behind you and drop your head back for a bit of a back bendy stretch here. Squeeze your glutes as well, and then just release for a moment. Coming back into a child's pose, just to reset the spine, rolling back into that modified upward facing dog. And then we lift back up. Bring your hands back behind you, drop the head back. And then back into a child's pose. So move through this flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lifting up, hands back behind you, dropping your head back. Back to child's pose and flow through this into your upward facing dog. Lifting up, back bend. Now you can do a half camel pose, just bringing one hand to the foot. Back into child's pose. We are going to add on to this flow. So back into your upward facing dog. And this time as you lift up, you can do half camel pose on the other side. So just the opposite side of what you did before. back into child's pose. Lift up, upward facing dog. And then rise up like a phoenix. Full camel pose. You can bring both hands to your ankles. Drop your head back. Squeeze your glutes. This is a very deep back bend, so modify how you wish. And then carefully and gently place your hands on your lower back. Squeeze and lift up back into a child's pose. Reconnecting back to your breath after that mini flow. Remembering with each exhale to release and lift up and come to take a seat. And then you can lower down onto your back. Really engage your core, squeeze into your glutes and lift up your glutes for bridge pose. You can clasp your hands underneath you as well and really push up through your shoulders for a deeper bridge pose. And then lift your right leg straight up to the sky and drop it back down. Lift your left leg up to the sky, drop it back down. Right leg lifts up, drop it down. Left leg lifts up, nice and straight, and drop it back down. And release, amazing. Hug your knees in towards your chest. You can rock on your spine, releasing your lower back. And since we've warmed up the spine, I would like to give you the option now if you would like to do shoulder stand. You can keep your bridge pose if you prefer that. So shoulder stand, you are lifting your glutes and your upper body up towards the sky, using your hands pressing into the spine to lift you up. Really squeeze the glutes here. This is not an easy pose. So make sure if you're trying this out, if it feels painful, please just go back into bridge pose. And you can play around here as well. You can straighten the legs out, do a little bit of a split stance, just do whatever you want to do. It's really fun when you're in shoulder stand to just explore. And you can continue exploring, or if you would like to take plow pose, that's where you drop both of your legs over your head. This is a really deep spine stretch, so only do it if you feel comfortable and confident with this pose. Otherwise, like I said, continue in bridge pose and come back up into your shoulder stand if you were in plow pose, and then release, bringing your legs down again, holding onto your knees, rocking from side to side. It's an intense one for the spine there. And you can hold onto your legs, rock side to side, and we'll move into a happy baby. You can hold onto your knees and open them, or catch a hold of your feet, using your arms to push your legs out, and make sure the most important thing is that your lower back is pressing against the mat. You can also sway side to side as well if you wish. And then release. Bring your right leg in towards you, supine twist, guiding it over to the opposite side, looking over your right shoulder, stretching out your spine. Taking deep breaths as we slow things down for the full moon. And opposite side, left knee in, guide it over to the opposite side, looking over your right shoulder, supine twist. Connecting back to your breath. Hopefully you've released through this practice. Full moons are a time for us to purge, to let go of what no longer serves us. And then bring your knees back in towards your chest. You can do some hip openers here, whatever you need to do to just release what no longer serves you. And then drop your legs down to the mat, and let's take Shavasana, or corpse pose. So you're just lying down on the mat, coming into stillness, closing your eyes. Just checking in with your body. With every exhale, just releasing any tension in your jaw, your face, your chest, shoulders, fingertips, legs, hips, toes, feet. Melting into the mat. And when you're ready, you can begin to take deep breaths, coming back into your body, back into the space around you, and coming up to take a seat, however you wish. Close your eyes while you're seated, just reconnecting back to your full moon intention. Connecting back to how your body feels after that flow. And open your eyes, bring both arms out beside you, gather this energy into the palms of your hand, and bring your hands to heart center, locking this intention in, bowing forward to honor yourself, honor your full moon practice, and thank you so much. Happy full moon, beautiful souls. And also, don't forget, if you like what I wore, you can use Heather20 for 20% off my Silver Wind outfit. You can find a link below for that. But I love it because it's butterflies, all about transformation. Have a great full moon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one.